What's up, guys? In today's Tekken 7 tutorial, I want to talk about forming a game plan. I know a lot of people, when they start playing this game, you might learn what your good moves are, you might learn your strings, learn a combo or two, but you're still unsure about what you should actually be trying to do in the match. Like, what should your strategy be? What should you be trying to accomplish to actually land the hits, land the damage, and get your combos out? So I want to talk about that. Obviously, it's going to vary a lot based on your character. Some characters want to be up close all the time, doing all kinds of mix-ups and rushdown. Some characters want a little bit more of a mid-range where, they can throw out pokes and that kind of thing. So it is going to vary, but in general, the game is going to kind of come down to two different phases. There's the neutral, where, neither player is really at advantage. You're kind of jockeying for a position, maybe throwing out pokes. And then there is when one player has advantage, meaning, when it's your time to kind of start applying offense, get the mix-ups going, and that kind of thing. So first, we're going to talk about neutral. So when you're at neutral, movement is obviously important. You want to kind of be controlling the space and trying to land your pokes. I recommend look up, there's a lot of top move lists on the internet that'll show you kind of what are the good moves for each character, and find some good pokes. For example, with Leo, I really like back 1-4. This is like a ridiculous string. It hits from really far. It can go into some different mix-ups. That's an amazing poke. Down forward 1 with Leo, also a great poke. It's safe, it hits from pretty far, it's a mid, and you can chain it into this little knockdown combo. So keep it simple. I'm just going to think about these two pokes to start out. These are the two things that I want to kind of be trying to hit with in neutral. Don't overcomplicate it by, thinking of all your million different moves that your character has. Only focus on just a few different pokes. So you're trying to get into range so that you can hit with these. And at the same time, you want to control your opponent's range. Try to think about what pokes are my opponent going to be throwing out. And try to stay out of range of those, so you can land a sweet whiff punish or something like that. So try to get in range, apply pressure with your own pokes. Try to get out of range and whiff punish your opponent's pokes. So that's kind of the basics of neutral in Tekken. Next I want to talk about when one player gets advantage. So there's kind of two different types of advantage I want to talk about here. One is going to be frame advantage. So frame advantage would be anytime you land with an attack that's going to leave you at plus frames. So for example, just like a 1-2 string, if this hits, you're going to be at pretty decent plus frames. So that means if you see this hit, that's kind of your time to maybe think about doing a mix-up, think about maybe doing a sidestep to bait an attack or something like that. Maybe do like a low mix-up after that, whatever. So frame advantage is like a miniature opportunity where you have time to act while your opponent is still stuck. So that's when you can do stuff that kind of has longer startup to take advantage of that opportunity. The next type of advantage is a knockdown. So knockdown's a lot better than just frame advantage because there's like a long period of time where the opponent is kind of stuck there and can't hit you. So this is your opportunity to really, set up, whatever kind of high-low you might want to do, stuff like that. Maybe if you have something like Leo's Art of Phoenix stance, Zhao Yu has this as well. You get some really ridiculous mix-ups off of this. But the downside, obviously, is it has this huge startup. But if the opponent's knocked down, the startup doesn't really matter. So these knockdowns are time to kind of set up a mix-up for your opponent. And that's how you can really make winning easier, is if you can spiral off of just one knockdown, you can kind of convert that into a combo, and then you can convert that into a lot more damage by mixing the opponent up when they're getting up. So that's kind of the basics, guys. I want you to try to keep it simple. Think about just these two phases. Have maybe 2 or 3 different pokes you're going to throw out at neutral. And then, if you get that knockdown, think about, have a low option ready, have a mid option ready, maybe like a command throw if your character has one of those, or even a normal throw, that's fine. So this basic game plan will apply to pretty much every single character. For character-specific stuff, obviously, it's going to take time to figure out what your character excels at. You can look at guide videos. Check out my character overview series. I try to kind of give a basic overview of what the character's game plan should be there. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Hopefully you found this helpful. In the next tutorial, we're going to be talking about okizeme, which is the word for basically mix-ups that you apply while the opponent's knocked down. We talked about it a little bit today, but we're going to get really in-depth with it next time. So I hope to see you then. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.